I'm calling my attorney.
That's fine. So the only reason we're here is because we got asked to do a welfare check on your daughter. There was something about a phone call saying that she had been kidnapped. So that's why we're here. I just want to make sure.
By who?
It doesn't say by who. So we just want to make, if we
All
can
we have
just
to do
see
is
her
see her,
and
make
just
sure
make
she's
sure
okay,
she's
that's it.
okay, and that's it.
So somebody call you and you
This
don't
is-
have a record who called about
No,
serious,
this is
serious
harassment. Hello?
allegation.
Right, we understand
That's why
that.
we're here to make sure she's okay.
Yeah,
That's a
because
false.
we're being harassed by my ex-husband, making up false stories that my daughter's been kidnapped. So I have deputies at my front door. He's already attempted multiple custodial kidnappings in the past, for which I have paperwork. So he's terrorizing her yet again.
Can we just take a look and make sure she's okay? That's all we have
She'll
to
come
do.
to the door. No, come here. I want you to see this harassment. I'm going to text Don Barnes next.
Okay.
Okay.
All of that is fine.
No, this is
I mean,
harassment. This
you
is
should
harassment.
talk to your lawyer, and you guys should.
This is terrible. This is terrible. You guys are terrorizing a child. And by the way, she is over 14 years of age. There is no phone call that she's been kidnapped. This is ridiculous. This is
Can we just
harassment.
take a look at her, make sure she's okay?
Oh,
and then
make
we
sure
can-
she's okay. Come down here because we have deputies that are part and parcel to your father abusing you further.
Well, ma'am,
How can
if
you
we
take
can-
such an action like that?
Of course,
That's
because they're
unbelievable.
thugs. They're just
I'm
a
a
part of
father. You must be a father too. How
I
can this
never
happen
know.
in our society?
Why don't you tell these two deputies what that man did to you?
Okay, so can I just
Unfortunately, we don't know who your dad. We don't know who your dad is. We're not.
All that
Yeah,
work-
he's a
Maybe
crazy.
you
know
guys
what?
should listen to me.
Check.
I'm her
He
guardian.
has a 66 felonies.
No,
Check on his record.
587.
Paula, do you need any assistance? Are you okay?
No.
What would you like these deputies to do?
Don't let my dad keep doing this.
Does he contact you, or does he have
He
deputies
just
come here?
called me and I don't want him contacting me.
Okay, I can, after this, I can give him a call.
Horrible.
And
Horrible.
let him know that you're okay.
You should arrest him,
Don't
not
need to
us.
give him a call.
I want to file a restraining order right now. I want to file a restraining order on her behalf. If not, I'll go to Laura's house. I want a civil restraining order right now. I want a restraining
Not
order.
my brother last year. I can't have him doing the same to
He-
me again.
He's supposed to have deputies. If he ever sees her, which he hasn't had any contact with her since October of 2019. So you guys have the ability under Family Code 7820 to file for
All
abandonment.
we need to make sure is you're good, and we have done that. So we're gonna let you guys go. and
No,
then get
I
out of
want
here.
I want to file it. I want to file for
Unfortunately, that's not
a
something
restraining
that we
order.
do
That I want an
in the field.
EPO for her.
We cannot do that
Unfortunately, the
today.
judge.
No, you can only harass
Somebody
her.
just called you, and you here for their side, for nonsense, for false.
We're not here for anybody's side.
Well, obviously you're not doing your
harassing the
job.
little girl.
You
harassment.
following
Sorry that
some
you feel
false.
that way. If if you want to.
So
call
my
her
daughter
lawyers, that's-
live in LA now. If somebody
I
called,
want an incident number for this right now.
That's fine.
Okay.
yes.
We'll give that to you.
Harassing
I'll go
this
back to my
poor
phone and
kid.
bring it back.
Shameful.
This is Susan Bassi, and this was a video taken of Orange County Sheriff's deputies, where a mother knew that she needed to record the police and that she shouldn't let them into her home. The police were allegedly called after the father in the case made a false kidnapping claim. The police should be investigating that false call, but sadly they probably won't, and the Orange County District Attorney won't investigate either, because we are finding a pattern in practice of law enforcement agencies and district attorneys not investigating crimes or conduct of spouses who are involved in divorce cases where they can afford to pay one lawyer a lot of money. And the mother in this case is going up against an attorney who I've been following for some period of time. The husband is represented by Keith Dolnick. He's an Orange County attorney who is actively involved in private judging cases and custody cases in a manner that makes him quite a lot of money. But the outcomes in those cases do not appear to be following the law. And Keith Dolnick was very cooperative with me for a number of years, as I covered his cases up and down the state, from Orange County and San Francisco and Napa and Santa Clara, to the cases that happen in secret in private judging. Journalists, editors, and publishers often mistakenly believe that reporting on family court means reporting on fighting spouses and determining a he said, she said truth issue. That's not what investigating family court means. Investigating family court means looking at the legal outcomes and understanding the law. It means collecting the stories and looking for patterns and practices that might reveal criminal conduct involving judges, attorneys, and police officers. This is Donna, and she too was represented by Keith Dolnick in her divorce case. She was tricked and trapped into using David Weinberg, a retired court commissioner, to act as a private judge in her case. David Weinberg was paid by her husband, Rob Dobson, who owned McKinney Trailer. And the results of Donna's divorce found her without her daughter, kicked out of her home in the presence of Keith Dolnick, and paying Keith Dolnick all the money she had in the world until she became homeless. Keith Dolnick collected over $250,000 for Donna, and then he told her if she continued to associate with me, she would lose her appeal. And then she did. And after Keith Dolnick found out that I wasn't just investigating the cases that he won, that he carved out his legal career on, as in the Hayward case out of Napa, but that I was investigating his cases in Orange County, where he appeared to be doing the same things that were alleged in the Hayward case, Keith Dolnick wasn't so friendly after all. And he decided to tell me to stop contacting him after 2 years of giving me access to his clients, his court files, and his opinion about the judges all over the county.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you.
Because you must know, you were just telling them that you thought it was corrupt down in Orange County with private judging, but you must know that Rule 2.818, none of you are complying with that.
Some of you may recall this video. It was taken in San Francisco shortly before we shut down for the global pandemic. I was following an appeals case involving 2 Titan attorneys who were arguing over issues in a private judging case. And it was when I saw Keith Dolnick's conduct on this day that I knew that he was doubling down on protecting his associations rather than his clients. And it was when I knew that Keith Dolnick was becoming the subject of my investigation related to private judging.
I really would like to talk to you about private judging. Mr. Daly, you make a lot of money. Oh, excuse me, that's assault? You don't have any right to do that, Mr. Daly.
We have up here, we have information.
I'm sorry, did you just call me crazy? Mr. Daly, you just physically assaulted my iPad where I was filming you.
Anyway,
Mr. Daly, you are one
nice
of the
to see
most
you.
corrupt,
Nice talking to you guys.
allegedly, attorneys
Take care.
in private judging. And you are continuing to make money.
I'm recording off of my other camera.
Okay. I'm gonna delete all of that video that I just did.
Hilarious.
Dude, these people are so yeah, they'll say, well, we have a right to have these associations.
Right.
We have a right to dominate the entire legal system and every judge and everything else. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so I stole someone else's iPad for the day so that I can.
Smart.
I gotta put this case back in here. So let me tell you where I am with Keith.
Okay.
Just as cop watchers and First Amendment auditors are defining the culture of law enforcement agencies all across the country, we're working to define the culture of our modern courts. That means looking at what attorneys do inside the courtroom and out. It means doing your homework, understanding the law, court watching where there are no cameras allowed, and it also means understanding that when you turn your camera on a public sidewalk, that attorneys are going to behave as you would expect if they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing. This is Hector Moreno, and I've been investigating him for about as long as I've been investigating Keith Dolnick. I've been investigating his private judging cases and his custody cases.
Hi. Hi, Hector. How are you? I'm Susan Bassi. Do you want to talk to me about private judging in the Brooks case?
No, thanks.
Do you want to talk about the investigation of racketeering involving private judges? Do you want to talk about why none of your private judges' cases were listed in the courthouse under California Rules of Court 2.834 as they're supposed to be listed? Oh, I can go anyway. Doesn't matter, we're on a public sidewalk. Hector Moreno, do you know that you're being investigated for that right now? Related to the Brooks case and Nat Hales. Is there a reason why you didn't contact me back when I told you that Nat Hales had never complied with his oath or posted the Brooks case or any others that he was presiding over in private judging under California CCP 638 and 639?
I just make a point of not talking to somebody who has been diagnosed as being mentally unstable.
Did you just
I
say?
think that's you.
Did you say I've been diagnosed as being mentally unstable?
That's what I've heard.
Okay, well, who'd you hear that from, Hector Moreno?
I'm done talking to you.
Okay, so that's defamation, Mr. Moreno, and you just did it on video.
This is Hector Moreno, a Santa Clara County attorney who is well connected to local attorneys, prosecutors, and judges. He is also a pastor at the Home Church in Campbell, California, and clients report that he regularly tells them to pray rather than worry about what he's doing when it comes to the law. We've been investigating Hector Moreno's cases for some time, and like Keith Dolnick, I got a lot of media attention for one of Hector Moreno's clients, and he didn't seem to think that I was crazy at the time I was getting that attention for his case.
You really recorded me going downstairs?
Yeah, because you're in here acting crazy. Like, what are you doing? I was sleeping here with Amari and you come in here and act like this. Like, this is crazy.
You are crazy, man.
Whatever, just get out of here, man. Like, I'm not doing anything to
Man,
you.
I just want you out of my life. That's out of my
That's
life.
fine. I don't
crazy.
care.
Like,
I didn't do
are you
anything
recording me
to
right now?
you.
Are you
Get
recording
away
me right
from
now?
me.
Right.
Get away.
Let's go, please. Please.
You need to stop.
You need to stop.
I'm not doing anything to you. Get away from me.
Stop.
Get away from me.
Right.
What are you
Right.
doing?
Right. Right.
No,
Please.
stop. No, stop. No, hold up. Hold up.
No. What are you doing?
Come on, man.
It's a 3, almost a 4 in the morning. Like, I was just sleeping. Can you please just leave
Please,
me
right.
alone?
Don't worry. We're leaving. Right, please.
Telling
Can we
you.
leave,
I'm
please?
telling you.
Can we leave?
No, leave
please?
me alone. Let's get
I
out
will.
of here.
I will.
I'm
Back
getting
up.
picked up, Ray.
I'm
Just
gonna get
stop.
picked up.
Right. Please. Let her go get her bag and her stuff if she's being picked up. Okay?
No, don't touch me.
Okay, would you please?
Don't touch me. Back
I won't.
up. Go. Get away from me.
I will.
What are you trying to do? What are you doing? Amari's in my arms. Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
You're not
You
gonna do
can't
the same
answer?
thing as the stupid idiot, the other guy.
Shut up.
I will.
Let's be quiet, both of y'all.
Get out of here, please.
Let her go get her stuff. Please.
What are you doing?
Right, please. Please.
This niggas don't know me, man.
I understand.
I'm just telling you, dude. Like, she think I care about all this shit. Like, hey, fucking give a
Can we
fuck.
go, please? Let her have her few moments to get herself together, and then we come back. Please. Please.
It's just crazy how she's just acting all crazy. Like, she just.
It's all right. It's all right.
I have a baby. What are you doing?
Just chill out. Just move.
Why are you doing this?
Move.
Get away.
Move out of the way.
I will. Just let's go.
She's got my
She's
son, dude. Like,
Okay,
she's like
let her
fucking
get
smothering him, man.
No, she's
No,
not.
I'm
She's okay
not.
with it.
What are you talking
She's
about?
smothering him, dude.
It's okay.
Like,
Let's go. She will get ready, and she's being picked up. Please. Right. Right.
Stop!
Right.
Stop! Stop!
And no matter what opinion you have of the videos you just saw, we investigate the divorce attorneys. The mother in the last video was first represented by Nicole Ford, who claims to be the foremost expert on domestic violence, and who never got a restraining order to protect the mother. She was then represented by Hector Moreno, who charged her $100,000, even though he knew she only made $12 an hour. And it is this bill padding and these fees that we are investigating in certain cases involving divorce attorneys that don't want us to see what's going on in custody and private judge matters.
Are you paying him? Are you in private judging? Thank you for your time, Mr. Moreno. Thank you for the defamatory statement.
You're a nutcase.
I'm a nutcase. Mr. Daly, none of your private judge cases are listed anywhere in any county in 27 counties in California. 27.
Something will come in and protect me from this nutcase.
Oh, okay. Don't do that. That's not nice. I'm sorry. We're in public, ma'am. This man is a highly controversial attorney.
Good call. Okay. Good call.
Mr. Garrett Daly teaches attorneys how to do private judging, and then he makes a lot of money on it. He just called me a nutcase because I'm investigating his cases. It's probably very uncomfortable for him.
Really, all of us, in fact.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable all around.
By the way, she's one of a group that does this.
Oh.
So she's not alone. She's part.
Highly paid and very controversial private judge defender Garrett Daly probably knew that I was part of an important group long before I did.
1964 in the Civil Rights Movement. I was lived in a little closet in the Haight-Ashbury district. And then I married a farmer down in the Salinas Valley. So I grew up as liberal as you can imagine, and I married as conservative as you can imagine.
That's a good balance.
Yeah, best of both worlds.
So I walk in the middle all the time. But I do have to tell you that I'm 56 years old, and in a million years, if you told me I was going to be on a YouTube channel on a Saturday night on a show called Saturday Night Bang, I would have 5150, wouldn't you?
Sadly, most people don't realize that the rule of law just simply doesn't exist in our modern courts, especially our family courts. The attorney on the left is Carlos Martinez, and he has a long history of discipline and corruption issues. When he was a college student at University of Colorado, he was suspended for being abusive to the staff, and he was disciplined publicly by the state bar for stealing money from a client. He is now the defender of private judges, and he reminds me a lot of Thomas Giardi, who was recently revealed in the LA Times for having gone through $80 million that he made in a number of class action lawsuits where he ended up stealing from women and orphans, and he was never disciplined by the state bar.
Thank you, officer.
Hi there.
Investigating the courts also means investigating the money and how it flows to private judges, attorneys, and possibly kickbacks to police officers. And that's what we investigate as well. This is a woman who is at the center of a private judging case in Santa Clara County. She is the bookkeeper in a case that provided hundreds of thousands of dollars to some private judges, and much of it was provided in cash, or rather laundered through the divorce case, and we are investigating that. When we were investigating her and saw her attempting to engage in her criminality by threatening witnesses and destroying evidence at that family courthouse, we reported it to the police, and Carlos Martinez tried to cover it up. She then claimed to be very afraid of my recording her in public. So to everyone who has started recording the police, their lawyers, and others in public, when something doesn't feel right, please pick up your phones and record. And if people call you crazy for recording in public, based on my training and experience as a journalist, I would have to say that's exactly when you need to record, because they probably have something that they want to hide.